Hold on. Alright, I'm just gonna goof around. Ugh, my back. Freaking. Alright. So let's see. What time is it? I don't even know. I just got done talking with a friend of mine from down south. On Facebook, it's got almost his name on the back of this. This is called Vintage Icon Series, a V52, made in the UK. A friend of mine that comes over once in a while, he goes to Manchester Music Mill, and he'll get a guitar now and then, and he'll bring it to me to check it out, check the intonation and all that. And he's always got 45 days if he decides to bring it back. But we became friends a couple of years ago. He bought a guitar off me, but he had this. He brought it to me to show me. It's aged. It's all, this finish is worn right off here and whatever, and it's all rusty hardware and whatever. It's a cheap. It's a low end. I guess I looked it up and found out they're made in the UK, and this one's a low end from Fret King. It's the company, I guess. I don't know. But I typed in what's on the back, and I found the place. And it's got Wilkinson, or Wilkerson, or whatever they are, pickups, which are garbage. The neck pickup was so weak that I took a neck pickup from a Mexican telly and put it in because the bridge when you switch it to the neck, there was almost no volume. And so I switched it out with that. No effort at all, just cut the wires in the middle here that go along there, alternated, and put the Mexican one in, and it's, for now, it's a cheap beater. It's just, and I love the guitar. I had a nice thin skin a couple of years ago, butterscotch from Wildwood Guitars, nitrocellulose lacquer, roasted maple neck, beautiful guitar, custom shop pickups, killer tone, but the strings were so close to the edge when I played it, if you weren't careful, it'd slip right off the edge, both ends. And I'm like, oh my God, all that money, killer guitar in every way. I had to put 11s on it just so they wouldn't slip off the edge. I'm like, what the hell's that, all that money? Playing through a $200 amp with a $350 guitar. So maybe I will turn this into a lesson. I'm just screwing around. I like goofing around and just making shit up on the spot, Alright, so, that pentatonic, you gotta, for those of you who want to create, I'm not talking about copying other people's stuff. got to do an album and just make up just shit like this. But learn that pentatonic on the entire fretboard. Pick a key. It's funny, I just looked up this guy, Rick Beato, very famous on YouTube. He's got millions of followers. Everything music with him. And he knows his shit on keyboards, on guitar, whatever. He always has superstars on there. You can look him up. Rick Beato, B-E-A-T-O, and just look at his interviews he's had with, you name him, he's been on there. I just watched one with him and Steve Lukather. And for those of you who don't know, Steve Lukather, guitar player for Toto, actually I think one of the founding members of Toto. I could be wrong, but definitely in Toto. But it has played on Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson. I think he wrote that riff of Beat It. But just Steely Dan, all kinds of stuff. He's been on zillions of famous people's music because he's that good. But, and of course, Rick Beato's had on Vice, Hatch, you name, all kinds of people. But anyways, and it's funny because yesterday I happened to be on YouTube looking at muscle cars and different things, and I clicked on one of his and he was teaching Bust about the fretboard, and it's exactly what I'm always telling you guys. He said, learn your pentatonic. I think he did the key of G. But same principle. He said, he started at the G. I'll do it in E so we can start the open position. You want it? Then the second position. Whoop. Third position. Next one. I'm just being sloppy, but then he goes, so basically he teaches the same way that I do, and I never saw it until yesterday. And then he said, and another thing to help you with it is this is exactly how I used to warm up when I was doing gigs. But he said, he was favoring the first and third finger. I disagree with that with him. But, he had a point. He said you should learn to do it both ways. But the way I suggested is how I've always done my videos with the pentatonic is using these certain fingers. Start the next block with the middle finger. The reason being, when I go up that, I don't have to move my hand either way at all. All right, and then the next one you have this particular one you do have to move over for the G and B string. And the problem is, when you want to avoid using that baby finger, and you try to do these with just the first and third finger, you'll never get the fluency that you could by using the fingers I've taught in all my past videos about the pentatonic. When I slide up and come down the other one, I change it from the ring finger to the baby finger. See how I didn't have to move that hand at all or struggle to execute the E minor pentatonic starting at the D note, going to the B note. If you try to favor your certain couple fingers, guess what? You'll forever be limited in how you can execute phrasing. Forever limited. Whatever you avoid learning that you can't do yet guarantees you to be the same player 5 years, 10 years from now. So I'm being a little harsh there, but that's the way it is. So then you slide up and come down with the baby finger at the A note. Then you slide up here with the middle finger. And then you're on the ring finger here. You slide up with the baby finger at the D note and then descend on the other block. Then when you slide up from here, you use the middle, middle finger. You go. The reason being, then you don't have to move your hand to execute these here. And also when you got those all going, you know, these up here are the same as these down here. And when you get up in here, then maybe you can start not cheating, but just using, the first and third. I still do them up here. It gets crammed though. When it gets crammed, just use your first and third fingers. I still when I do like a riff like that, I'll still use the baby finger. Then I'll start going the other way when I go. You know? And then the other thing is practice descending this way, doing stuff this way. Two string stuff with him. We're doing E minor pentatonic. I should have it probably over here, And the same with the middle strings. It's the same thing he was doing on them. That's how I always taught it. Practice. Going down like that kind of stuff from anywhere that you're at. Say and this is all E minor, so what am I doing? Try to descend and move out of the boxes. It's fine to stay in one block and do it, but you also want to be able to travel, and and do riffs like that where you slide. This is about being able to move in and out of it and not be locked in one block. go that way too, but you want to be able to go wherever you want. Depends on what you want to say next, and you don't want to get in the habit of just playing in a box and not being able to move without stopping entirely and moving to another spot to do another riff, you know. A good thing to do is take one chord like off the internet. You just could be... And that's one of the best ways to get better at your creativity and moving in and out of the blocks is playing to one chord. If you can't move fast, start slow. What? And do it in all the blocks, you know. And when you're doing your soloing, you don't have to follow the finger rule. Oh, I got to use the baby finger here, or I got to... No, then you can forget that. But when you're practicing these and going up the blocks, like I said, do this fingering. Middle finger starts here. See, then you don't have to go... You know, you got... Same thing here. You know, if you go... What? Whereas if you use these fingers... You know what I should do, and I never do this, is I should sit down here someday and just noodle and practice and go through all the old warm-up things I used to do for a half hour before I put it on. You know, then I can do a lot more, do some performing kind of stuff for you, but I'm not warmed up, and it takes me at least 15-20 minutes. That's why I stop performing. The hands go numb by then. So that's it for the pentatonic today, yeah? That's the correct way to play Whole Lot of Love, by the way. You play this, and you bend this D note up, right here, a little bit, and play the open D with it.